Okay, go.
Woo! 4th of July, baby. It's about to get lit. Maybe.
You're such a goober.
Lit. See what I did there? It's got lit, you know, firework.
You're so dumb.
Come on, that was funny.
You say so.
Anyway, should I light it? I think I'm gonna light it. What do you think? Have you lit one of these before?
Nope.
I'm gonna do it.
Are you sure?
Do not hold in hand. But they just shoot off. You can hold it in your hand.
You're so dumb.
We're gonna light
Yep, dumb.
it. If the stupid lighter would work.
Probably not working for a reason.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, are you okay?
Why did I do that?
Should I call an ambulance? Dude, that looks really gross though.
Oh, it hurts so bad.
I'm sorry, it's just really gross.
Oh. Hello, creeperitos, and welcome back to my channel, Keeping It Creepy. I'm Kiha. It's the 4th of July, and I just love the smell of pollution in the air. Smells good. Anyway, it's that time of year again where I like to play one of my favorite games, Fireworks or Gunshots. It's okay, guys. That was obviously a firework. Yes, I did take time out of my video just to apply this wound because of a lame joke. So you always hear about those horror stories of these people who accidentally injured themselves with fireworks. So that's kind of what inspired today's tutorial. So I decided to just make a makeup of what would happen if I lit a firework off while it was in my hand, which would be incredibly stupid to do, so do not do it. I only say it because I care about your safety and no actual fireworks were used in the making of this video, and why am I suddenly from Brooklyn? Anyway. Be safe when you're letting off your fireworks. Oh god, I'm still Brooklyn. Be safe when you're letting off your fireworks, and read the warning labels. And don't light them off when they're in your hand, and don't lean over them when you're lighting them up so they can blow off your face. Just be smart. And happy 4th. So without further ado, it's time to get our creep on. Let's go! And break our ring light. It's fine. So we're going to start off with a fancy dancy little outline of our hand, and things are going to look pretty rough. This is just putting in the basic outline of the wound that we want, and it's going to look horrible and it's going to look awful. Don't stress, that's normal, especially if you're me. Gradually it'll be refined to where it'll look better and more realistic, hopefully. Or you're going to scrap it and start all over and hate your life just a little bit, but again, that's probably just me. And then we're going to go in and smooth out the edges of that wound, and then go into the center and add some of the ripped open flesh, blown off to smithereens textures. So I just wanted to add some veining and some fatty looking tissue, and I wanted it to really look like the skin had been pushed up, so you can see where I had like wrinkly skin on the top and the bottom of the hand. And then I'm taking some naphtha, which is lighter fluid, and using that to smooth out the clay and to really make it kind of meld together and make it look less like a sculpted texture and more of a realistic texture, if that makes sense. And then I decided that I didn't really like the whole just straight open wound. I didn't want it to just be like a gaping hole. I wanted it to still kind of resemble a hand, so I put a strip of skin in the center, and now I'm just kind of manipulating it with texture stamps and just trying to find like what shape I want it to be and putting like a little bit of a tear in it so it's not just like this perfect strip of skin in the middle of the hand. Now we're just going in with some texture stamps to add some skin texture to the hand. I got these really cheaply from Monster Makers and they're amazing. Now I'm going through with the hairdryer again, like with the naphtha, and just really melting that clay down so that it looks less sculpted with tools and more natural and realistic. And there you have your beautiful finished ripped open hand sculpt. So now we're adding some flashing. This is a little ridge that catches some of the extra silicone, so when you do an encapsulated silicone piece, it helps you to really keep that encapsulation in one piece without ripping it. It's really nice, and I highly recommend it if you're doing an encapsulated silicone piece to use flashing. And now we're just going through and we're sculpting our clay walls. They don't have to be too high because with silicone you don't have to have the mold too thick. And now we're going through and we're creating our mold. And for this mold I'm using silicone. The silicone I'm using is dragon skin. And I'm tinting it a pink color because I like to have my molds pink for some reason, this pinkish reddish color. So I'm just using some Silc pigment to color my mold. And we're just mixing that, part A and part B, 50-50, and pouring it into our mold. You want to hold it up pretty high when you're pouring it because this reduces the risk of bubbles forming in your sculpture. And you can also blow it with an airbrush if you wanted to get out some of those bubbles that might occur in your mold. Your mold doesn't have to be too thick because with silicone, you just have to cover like the highest point of your mold, just like a millimeter, and it would be fine. And just like that, you peel it off and there's your finished mold. And you could even remold your sculpture again if you needed to or wanted to because silicone is really gentle. So now we're just going through and adding a quick coat of Vaseline, and sometimes I would actually use epoxy par film after the Vaseline, but I don't have any at the moment, so I just went with Vaseline. So for our silicone encapsulation, we're going to use Baldiez and 99% alcohol, and we're going to mix that 50-50 and then brush that throughout our mold. So you want to do 3 to 5 layers of this, and then make sure to dry it very thoroughly with a hairdryer or a heat gun in between the layers, and you want 3 to 5 layers. And once that's dry, you're ready to put in your silicone. So here I'm just mixing up part A and part B of dragon skin silicone and adding a little bit of skin tone and Silc Pig and a little bit of red and skin tone flocking to give it a broken up texture. If you look at real skin, you can see different textures inside of it. And then we're just pouring that into our mold and smoothing that into all the creases and crevices of a mold with a popsicle stick so that the mold itself is as thin as possible so it'll blend really nicely in with the skin. Now we're powdering it thoroughly and just slowly peeling that out of our mold, being really careful not to mess up our Baldiez encapsulation. And now to paint our silicone, we're going to take some naphtha mixed with a little bit of our dragon skin silicone and the Silc silicone pigments. And we're going to use that in a red and brush that throughout the mold. And here I'm just using various shades of red, a light pink red and then a dark red, and I'm just sponging off the excess. Gradually I add darker and lighter colors until I get the look that I'm really looking for, until it feels right, you know? Until it just feels right. And here's where my camera cut off a little, but just for fun I decided to add a kind of pussy yellow brown opaque color, so that's what you missed. This wouldn't actually occur if you blew your hand up in a firework. It wouldn't be pussy automatically, but I knew I was going to cover it up with blood and I just wanted to see what it would look like. And now I'm just adding a little bit of a darker red on top of that. And now to glue it in, I've really shoddy camera work here because I was racing to beat the sunlight. So I glued it on very, very fast. And this froggy background was brought to you by my bathrobe. You're welcome. So now once we've got that glued on, we're going to take some 99% alcohol and dissolve away those edges of the encapsulation so that really blends in nicely with the skin. That's what's really nice about Baldiez, is that you can just blend it away so easily and it looks amazing. And like, I've never had more perfect edges in my life. I'm pretty much like in love with Baldiez. Is it possible to love Baldiez? Like, I would marry it if that was a thing, because it's fantastic. So now that we have it glued on, I'm just going in with some Skin Illustrator to help blend the prosthetic to my skin a little more and to really give the wound some depth with some browns and a little bit of black, but I'm being very light-handed with it, just so that when I add the blood, it will give it some dimension. And now I'm taking some Fleet Street blood mixed with a little alcohol and dabbing that on top of the wound and inside of the wound to blend it into my skin and to give it that freshly blown up appearance. Oh yeah, sexy. I think I'm hungry. I could really use a sandwich right now. Bam, chicka, wow, wow. So that's all I have for you today. Make sure that you like and subscribe if you like what you saw. And don't forget to leave any comments for makeups you might want to see below. And remember to keep it creepy. Ow! I skinned my knee. Ow. It hurts. Ew, it stinks. Yuck! Fireworks or gunshots. I'm still in the frame. I tried. Hi guys. Over here. Hi guys. Oh, my hand is dirty. Oh, there's a bird. Alright. Back at you. So what's a firework's favorite dance? I don't know what. Independence. Get it? Independence. Independence. You're stupid. So anyway. Says freedom's calling. I'll just let it ring. Let freedom ring! Woo! Alright, that's all I have. See you guys next time. There's grass in it now!